I'm working on a project to help an average person to break through from this average mentality into world class, like yourself. And I would like to ask you a few questions. I just heard of the presentation about your self-discipline and your martial arts, so I'm very interested. Can you tell us more about your self-discipline?
Yeah, I think that if you really want to success in life, you need to have a very high level of self-discipline, because, and also you have to be very good at motivating yourself. You have to get up in the morning, you have to motivate yourself, and I think most people out there think that if you are great leaders, you have a lot of success, that you just, get up in the morning and top motivated. That's not how it is. Your life is like this, your business is like this, and you have to come up every time you're down. You have to raise yourself up, and I think that's a very big difference between successful people and not successful people, is that you have to be a self-motivator.
So how do you motivate yourself every single morning?
I motivate myself in a lot of different ways. I actually think I'm born to it, because I'm so competitive. I always like competition, and for me, I want to break all the records, and I think that's simple things in life you have to understand before you can become successful. And I think the biggest issue most people have, and the biggest blocker for success here, is that most people are more afraid about what other people are thinking about them than what they're thinking about themselves. And if you're afraid what other people are thinking about you, you will never succeed. You need to believe in yourself. If you want to create a success, the first many years you will maybe be the only one in the whole world believing this. But there will come a time and point, you always say that a company has to go through 3 phases. The first phase is that everybody's laughing about you, everybody's saying this will never work. The second phase is you're going under attack. People say, oh, this is a scam, this and this and this, and you go on attack. And then you come to the third phase, which is the final phase, and this is where people say, you know what, I said the whole time this would be a good idea. People accept you. And you need to be willing to do that.
Do you have some kind of rituals you do every day for your health, for your physical health?
I make workout almost every day, and I'm traveling around the world. Now I'm on a US tour, 2 weeks from now on, I'm on a European tour, then I'm going to Russia, Kazakhstan. And the best way to work with your jet lag is actually to make workouts. So it doesn't matter how tired I am, if I come to a new place, I always go to the fitness center, maybe only for half an hour, but that's the way I work, and I think this is the only way you can keep yourself up.
Do you have a role model, or did you have a role model earlier to become successful?
To become successful, you need to work hard, and you need to work consistent for a very long time. You need to be a self-motivator. You need to, if you look at all successful people out there, Donald Trump, Warren Buffett, all those people, you can feel when you talk to them, they're in harmony with themselves. They don't care about what other people are thinking about them, and you need to overcome that. If you talk to people, people are so afraid of standing in front of a crowd and making a business presentation. Why? Because you're afraid, what is he thinking about me? What is she thinking about me? It doesn't matter. You're there to deliver a message. What people think, it's up to them. So it's hard work, it's consistent work for a very long time, and there's no way you can quit. You will have 1,000 excuses to quit the business, but you need to make up your mind. You need to know your own motivation. For me, my motivation with Dubli, my company, is very simple. I want to be the world leader of cashback. And I don't care if it takes 2 years from now on. I've been working with the company now for 10 years, or it takes 5 years. For me, in my mind, it's only a matter when I'm going to come there.
I'm still interested in your mindset, like every morning you wake up and something motivates you, because you don't really need to work anymore. You're set, you have everything you need financially, but you're still so motivated. Is there something that drives you?
I think one of the things that I'm doing to motivate myself is to go out on the tour like I am now, meeting a lot of exciting people. Now I've been visiting a lot of cities in the US, and what's really make me excited is when people raise their hand and say, you know what, I actually the last 4 months earned $700 cashback, or earned $1,500 cashback. This is what really motivates me. If I'm only in the company dealing with all the CEO stuff that's really boring, and you dealing with all the problems, it's very easy to get demotivated. So I think the combination that I'm out here talking to all my sellers, talking to new partners, talking to customers, that's a combination.
And what did you do one single thing in business that 10 times your income?
I think what you need to understand is that you should never be afraid of thinking big. I have a saying that is, if you aim for the stars, at least you catch the moon. Okay? So never be afraid of thinking big. You need to understand there's no difference if you build up a small business or a big business. There's no difference at all. You have to work hard.
Yeah.
The difference is you work smart if you build a big business. So never, what I like about the business I'm in now is the potential is unlimited.
Is there any personal story that really changed your life and changed your business? Something that was an adversity and turned out to be the best blessing for you in business?
I think what really changed my business thinking was the first time I came to the US to a very big event, and I remember I was standing there among 20,000 people looking at those speakers out on the stage, and at that time I was really afraid of speaking in front of people, and I was thinking to myself, if I one day can stand up there doing this. And what I admired about those speakers was they came out on stage, you could not feel the difference if they were speaking in front of 5 people or 20,000 people. They were speaking exactly the same way, and I can remember I gave myself this challenge. One day I want to stand there and do exactly the same thing. So.
How long ago was that?
That's around 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, it's actually a little bit longer, 15 years ago. But.
And what is success to you personally?
Success is a combination of many things. It is to stand up in the morning and do something that you like to do. And sometimes, I have bad days like everybody else has. Let's say I'm tired of my business, then I ask myself the question, okay, let's say that I close the business tomorrow. What do I want to do? And there's no other answer, I'm really doing what I like to do. And that's the reason, I think this is the biggest key to success. Money is also a very important thing. If you don't have the money, people can be against money, but money is making your life easier. That's just how it is.
Of course. How do you see yourself when you're 80 years old?
I hope that I'm still as active as I am today. So what we need to understand here is that your brain is a muscle. The day you retire and stop working, in my world you're dead. What I admire is a person like Warren Buffett, who's in the 80s, and he's as sharp, as fresh as he was when he was in his 20s. And that's my goal.
That's great. What is the most important question me personally or other people can ask a mentor?
I don't give a lot for mentors, to be quite honest, because you can go to 10 different motivations. They are all telling you the same thing. What I just told you is what you have to do. And the biggest problem thing is people is going to a seminar, maybe for 1 day, for 3 days, and they're so excited, and 3 weeks after, they're back in the old. You need to work with yourself, and what's really motivate you is when you're starting working, getting success. I always tell myself, if you have a bad day and you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to call anybody today, this is exactly when you should call people, because that's the way you get motivated.
But I mean by mentor, not a motivational speaker, but you are a mentor to the whole group tonight, so what is the best question we can ask you?
I think the most important role I have when I'm out speaking to people is that everybody I'm speaking to actually have their own business, but is working closely together with Dubli. It's like a mini franchise concept. And the biggest reason why I'm there is that they can look at me and they can trust me. So, because if I'm starting my own business in Dubli today, and I'm working here for the next 10 years, I need to be sure inside my heart that Dubli is also existing in 10 years from now on and in 20 years, because in theory I'm building this business for my grandchildren.
And how an average person can break through this average mentality?
The biggest blocker for success in this world is the average person is more afraid what other people are thinking about him than he's thinking about himself. And you need to overcome that. When people start, if they start a business and do the network and they go out, speak to 5 people and 3 is saying no, it's like okay. But you need to understand, we are working with people out there. There is, I don't know if it's 10% or 20% of the people. There's just people out there that's so negative. If they go into a dark room, they will be exposed. And it's just this, don't talk to them, don't care about them.
Yeah, and you just had a great point that some people would tell us no. How do we deal with rejection?
You know, you should just don't care about it. You're there to deliver some information. What they're doing with the information is up to them.
Yeah.
So that's how easy it is.
Yeah, but it's natural fear of rejection. All of us have this fear. How can we deal with that?
But the only way you can succeed is to deal with it and don't care about it.
Do you still have fear of rejection or not?
You know what? I have it like this. It's actually motivating me. If people are negative about my business or negative about me, you know, that's my biggest motivation for success. So I'm using it in a positive way.
Are you thinking about opening up any other companies, launching new ideas in the future? You said you have so many ideas.
You know what? This is actually, when I look back in my 20s, I was involved in a lot of different businesses. And that was actually the biggest mistake I was doing at that time, is I tried to do too many things at the same time. The way you succeed is find your way and concentrate and focus. You know, it's very easy. I'm getting presented for maybe 20 good ideas every week. It's very easy to go in this direction and go in this direction here. Yeah. Focus on what you're doing, and that's how you become successful.
And what is your biggest passion?
My biggest passion is it's my business, and it's of course my family, and it's also sport.
And if you give us 5 steps to success, what would they be?
5 steps to success is, first of all, what I said, you know, you need to overcome what others is thinking about you and don't care about it. Then you need to be consistent. When you do something, you need to tell yourself, I'm going to do whatever it takes to become successful. It's not, I'm going to try my best. You know, try your best is not working. You need to do whatever it takes. You need to be consistent, very, very consistent. And then you need to have the right attitude. You cannot walk around looking like a big excuse. People need to understand when they look at you, you like what you're doing, you trust the things you're doing, and you need to have the right attitude. I think, you know, just come up, this is the 5 steps that's most important.
And my last question would be...
The last thing I want to say, and always surround yourself with smarter people than yourself. That's also very, very important, because you need to learn from the people around you. So always surround yourself with smarter people. As I said in my presentation, I'm happy to say, if I look at my management team in my company today, they're all smarter than me, and I'm happy to say that that's the key to success.
My last question would be, when we try to achieve a goal, we always get roadblocks and setbacks. So many people quit at the first or second roadblock. How do we break through?
Because the word quitting is not existent. That's just how it is. The only way you can lose if you quit working. That's the only way.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.